Welcome back, veterans, onward to prosperity. I'm your host, Master Sergeant Anna Maria Bliven, and we're talking to Maria Zaney, who herself happens to be, I want to say a Hollywood actress, but you're kind of like a Hollywood actress. If you go on the
Oh, you're too
IMDb,
kind. You're too kind. No,
you've done movies,
yeah, I've got,
TV.
yeah,
Have you done plays? You've done plays.
yeah. I've done plays. I'm the co-host of H&P Ability because I have this. I like to use the word enable. I'm a writer, director, producer. I am being developed and mentored to be a development producer in children's TV. I'm a senior consultant for an organization. I work for, I'm going to be working for a studio soon. So, yes, I'm going to be the head of the disability section for the Ramsey International Film Festival this year. That festival does the Fight Back Awards, which is we promote and we also show films that have been made by ex-army of ex-army vets talking about issues of PTSD. Um, so that is really important to us, and we want to be able to then also help teach filmmaking to these ex-army veterans so they can tell their own story in their own way and put the word out there. So that's something that we're doing, which is really really important. You and I.
So, Maria, if we happen to have a veteran that is listening to this, or even a warrior, someone who is serving right now, but is interested in what we're talking about, how would they get in touch with you to learn more about the filmmaking, especially if they have a story or want to do a
Um,
documentary series?
yeah, what I can do is I can leave my email address with you. If anyone reaches out to you, you can
Okay.
pass it on to me. I'm also on LinkedIn, so they can also find me on LinkedIn. I'm quite approachable, hopefully. So we are working on the on the on save 22 for 20 save
Tip
save 20.
22 to save 22. And I'm
And
telling you more about this because remember, before we went to break, I said that we've got some issues that we're not going to skirt around anymore. We're going to get real about them. So real, the same as real as what we're talking about with the Errol Flynn swashbuckling in the swashbuckling in Robin Hood and Jimmy Stewart in the It's a Wonderful Life and Clark Gable and Gone with the Wind. Those are not real per se. Those were real to us as we were watching them. But folks, we are now watching cases where our military brothers and sisters are going into a dark place and they're not able to get out of it. Maria, in her producing fashion and all of the studios that she works in, are banding together with us, and we are becoming a bonded sister across the pond because this is not just indicative of male and female veterans here in the United States. It is a worldwide crisis where people who've served their country, just as we were just talking about, who have served their country and did their duty, and in the transition from being in that service to coming out of it and into a civilian world, couldn't find their way. And many of them have decided that once they get into that dark place, there is no light at the end of the tunnel. And the next best thing for them is to check out. In other words, commit suicide. We want to prevent that. We want to go beyond just the awareness of it, right, Maria? We want to go beyond the awareness of it.
absolutely, because like the frightening thing is not just 22; it's now 33 in America. It's rising, and is it related to COVID? Is it? Is it? We don't know, but I think it's
No,
related. I don't think it's related to COVID. I think it's related to not having a family unit. When you're in the army, you have a family unit. You're a part of a team. You're part of an organization. You're protected. Yes, it's yes, it's tough, but we need to be honest and upfront and open to say, yeah, we are, yes, we're hurting. And I think people don't want to admit that they're feeling, because they feel ashamed, and they shouldn't feel ashamed.
Well, it's not just that. It's the fact that we were programmed as military veterans and warriors that to ask for help is a show of a weakness.
Absolutely, that's what I meant to say. If you ask for help, it's a show of weakness. You have to have this tough exterior. You have to be able to be tough. Yes, but your mental health can can be so damaged if you, for example, if see stuff that you cannot understand, you come back. You're going to have to reacclimate to civilian life. For example, if you go into a setting, you hear a backfire, that could be, that could set up, because my friend was in the army, was saying to me, noises, we set them off, we start to panic, being in crowded places, we start to panic. He was always been looking at his surroundings. He was trained like that, and I can understand that. But also, what is really sad is what has happened in Afghanistan after 20 years. Afghanistan is now going to be a humanitarian crisis, and it's going to be really, really bad. And we spent so long, both with your side and my side, and Australia and other sides, spent so long doing there to give girls the right to be educated, to give girls the right to be who they want to be, and that seems to be all gone. Maybe not as much, but it's just it makes me sad, and it really makes me. I'm really frightened for these girls. What are they going? What are they being forced to be in? And for example, people talk about all these organizations out there, but we have to watch and be careful, because recently in the UK we had a terror incident outside a hospital. Luckily, he blew. Um. So, but also those 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 ex men and women and ex warriors, the stuff that they have to go or see, and especially if you look at Operation Underground Railroad, what they see, they do and stop human trafficking. They do a fantastic service, but the stuff that they must see and what must witness must be heartbreaking.
Yes, it most certainly is. So to wrap this up, I simply want to say to the audience, I hope that you, first of all, it's been on a light side. So the history of a lot of our favorite actors and actresses that have served in the military, and now we enjoy them in the movies and TV, is incredible. Also, that's inspiring. That's inspiring to know that, not everybody's going to go and transition to Hollywood, but it's possible, right? Because the others have shown it to be the case. But more than that, Maria and I, even across the pond, are joining together so that we can prevent military suicide by making it possible for folks to have housing, employment, treatment, therapy, credit, background check, not check, but the credit and background repair. Let's face it, when people go and have a problem or struggle with transitioning, they end up in pay places and doing things that they otherwise would not be doing to mask the pain. But if they get into trouble, we now have a resource that will help repair that situation, which is important, because if you're kind of in trouble with your credit and your background, it's hard to get a job and hard to get a place to live. So while all that's going on, That's in transition. You get to stay in a place that's safe and secure with a lot of camaraderie, a lot of support, exactly what Maria just said, that community that was missing because now you're not in the military anymore. Now you get to be in that camaraderie, in that spirit of support, in that you got this all through the process. You're not alone. One of the three things that we realize when you get into a dark place and you can't get out of it is the fact that you're feeling alone. You're feeling overwhelmed and you don't know which way to turn. Well, with Project Die Hard, there is a home front forward operating base that gives you the footing to and the firm ground by which you can get on your feet and stay on your feet. 222 to Save 22 is a fundraising events for which we are now engaged and moving right along. And you're going to learn more about that as the days go further into and get closer to February 22nd. But until then, this is Master Sergeant retired Anna Maria Blevin and Maria Zaney saying, be all you can be, signing off.
Thank you for your service to everyone that's out there, ex-military warriors, and God bless you all. And in my prayers, you're not alone. We have your back.